Congratulations, you did it. You finally closed your first wholesale deal. You're a true wholesaler now. You took this scary leap into the entrepreneurial world. You proved your friends and family wrong. All of your friends think you're crazy, but you know deep down that you have what it takes to succeed. And you're going to prove them all wrong. Fast forward 1 year later, you've managed to close a handful of deals. You've proven to yourself and all the haters that you can do this business. You know that wholesaling works and you have the checks to show for it, but you still don't feel like you're free. You don't feel like you've made it. You still have to grind for every deal that you work on. You didn't score that whopper $100,000 deal that made all your dreams come true and all your financial worries go away. What happened? There's 4 challenges about being a wholesaler that most people don't talk about. Well, I've been wholesaling for 7 years, and like you, I never got that big giant check that solved all my problems. I didn't get it in the first year, or the second year, or the third year, or the 7th year. I did manage to score a $40,000 assignment though, but it didn't matter because I didn't approach wholesaling like a business. That $40K might as well have been $4K. Let me explain. When I closed that deal, it was the most amount of money I ever made in a month. And at the end of the year, I didn't have anything to show for it. It was actually a miserable year for me. It was a wake-up call for me, and I hope it is for you too. This business didn't end up being as easy as either of us thought. Most real estate social media content doesn't actually help you succeed in the long run and only makes us feel bad about ourselves. Wholesaling is simple, right? You find a deal, you negotiate with the seller, you lock it up, negotiate with the buyer, go to closing, you get paid, right? It's so frustratingly simple that we don't understand why it's so hard to make money sometimes. Don't compare yourself to this.
Here's a check for $19,000 for 25G.
Or this.
40K wire. Light work.
Wholesaling is simple, but it's not easy. There's a reason why you don't see follow-up case studies from these people 2 years later. Why? Even wholesalers that know how to do deals still go out of business. You see, the information that we all watch online will get the ball rolling for you, but it won't keep the ball rolling. Because what it takes to succeed long-term as a wholesaler is not knowing how to do a wholesale deal, it's having good business skills. To do deals month after month after month, you need to learn how to run a business. Otherwise, wholesaling is just a job, just like working at McDonald's. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can still make a fair amount of money in your wholesaling job and still have time to do what you want. You still have more flexibility in your job than most other jobs out there. But if you really want that financial freedom from your wholesaling business, you have to treat it like such, a business, not a job. And that's where most wholesalers mess up because that is hard. Wholesaling often requires a significant amount of capital to do deals month after month after month. And it's pretty stressful. To get deals month after month, you need a predictable model. Driving for dollars, scraping deals on Zillow. Oftentimes they're not predictable. The cold calling list that you're getting deals for no money can often run dry. Or the wholesaler gets burnt out from being on the phone 3 hours a day. You see, when I closed that $40,000 deal, and I had nothing to show for it at the end of the year, the reason was because I didn't manage my cash flow appropriately. I didn't know how to run a business. Once I closed that deal, I basically put all of my profits into a direct mail marketing campaign that ended up going flat. I spent tens of thousands of dollars, and I think I got 5 phone calls. None of them were deals. I felt like a complete failure. I felt like an idiot for wasting all that money. And big wholesale deals are hard to come by. It was a really painful time for me. Questions that new wholesalers ask themselves are, how can I find my next deal? What's the best marketing campaign? How much is it going to cost me to get my next deal? Where can I find a buyer for this property or that property? But the questions that an experienced wholesaler that does deals month after month are very different. How can I find good talent? How do I become a better leader? What should my profit margins be? How do I manage my cash flow effectively? And you don't see these gurus answering these questions a lot. Why? Because there's no one right answer. These are hard business skills that are going to depend on every single wholesaler's skills, personality, what they're good at, what they're not good at, what their market is, what their resources are, who they know. There's no one right answer. And that's why a lot of wholesalers can never build a true wholesaling business that provides them financial freedom. So you need to step out of the wholesaler mindset and get into the CEO mindset. How do you build a true business that can give you financial freedom? Ask yourself, what do I need to do to be in business 10 years from now? And most beginners aren't thinking about that. They're just thinking about their next deal. How do they get a deal today? And the next day? And the next month? And the next month? And the next month? It never ends. It's a job. It's not a business. Wholesaling can be really lonely. Building a business is hard, and it's even harder to do it alone. My wholesaling day-to-day basically looked like me sitting in an office just like this, working on my laptop, making phone calls, having a lot of hard conversations with a lot of motivated sellers and people who were mostly not motivated.
1-800 suck my d- that's my phone. You solicitate to buy property. You have a $2 million?
I didn't have a lot of interaction with people except when I went on appointments or talked to buyers on the phone. It can be really difficult, and no one talks about it. And you may not notice it until one day you wake up and you're like, something's off in my life. I need to make a change. So as you're going through this business and you want to do this full time, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you set up a lifestyle that allows it to be sustainable for you. Join a group, join a mastermind. Getting that big check will feel amazing for a couple hours, maybe a day, maybe 2 max, and then you're back at it again. Oh shit, I need to mail 10,000 postcards out today or I'm not going to be able to eat next month. Look, at the end of the day, you deserve success. You deserve to be able to work when you want and have that freedom in your life. But it's not necessarily going to be easy. I've worked with dozens and dozens and dozens of investors who have achieved this. And you know what they all have in common? They're all great business people. I don't consider them wholesalers or investors or flippers. Their main problems are finding good talent for their team. They're paying attention to their cash flow. They're looking at data every single week. They're pivoting. They're adjusting marketing channels. They're taking money from some, putting it into others. They're extremely serious about their finances. And I suggest you do the same thing. And if you're not, just get started. It's not an overnight fix. It's going to take time. Here's a list of books that I found helped me become a better wholesaler. Links to all of them are in the description. There's no affiliate thing or anything like that. So how do you become a better business person? Well, you need to learn the right business skills and you need to know how to execute them. Reading books isn't enough. And oftentimes our own shit and personal baggage gets in the way. You may need to pay a performance coach or a therapist. You may need to develop new great personal habits. You may need to get rid of some bad habits. And join a support group or a mastermind. Trust me, it will help you. And that's why so many successful investors pay so much money to be in high-level masterminds. It's not just for the education. They build a community. It's a support group to help them get through the difficult times in business, because business is not easy. And other successful business people can help you solve high-level business problems that can't be found in a book. I don't mean to tell you these things to discourage you. It's actually the opposite. If you can accept the challenging reality of this business, only then can you be empowered to overcome all the challenges. This is why so many wholesalers don't ever turn their wholesaling job into a business. They're not prepared. But I want you to be prepared, and there are some ways to tip the odds of long-term success in your favor. And I talk about them in this next video.